So today I'm looking at the center section of the dash here. I actually have a couple of light bulbs that are out, as well as I want to add a USB charger feature to the shifter console here. So it's been a little while since I made this original video, over 2 years actually, since it was March 2022 when the original video came out, and a lot of things have changed here at the channel. Now, I changed the name, I've grown a bit, I've also added some social media accounts like Facebook and Instagram, and these are great ways to follow along and get day-to-day updates on what's going on with the channel. Anyway, back to the matter at hand. In the previous video, I installed a USB socket into the center console of the Element. Now, one of the things I do mention later in the video is that the USB will actually be wired off a constant power source. Now, I mentioned possibly switching it later to something like an ignition switch or an actual physical switch that I can control myself, but one of the comments did ask me how I would do that if I were to do that. So I decided there's no time like the present, so I jumped back in and I made some changes, but ultimately I want to make this video going over what the original wiring was like and what some of the other options are, as well as what I changed it to. So before I get into what I did, let's cover the really basic parts of electricity. So in the car, you're going to have a battery and you're going to have the USB socket. Now you're going to want to give it a 12 volt lead and a ground lead. So here's a really simple diagram of how that would work. Obviously, I'll start adding things in as we do that and start adding more complexity. Now let's go ahead and add the fuse box into the mix. Now the fuse box will take a positive 12 volt signal and output a positive 12 volt fused signal. Now in this case, we can use that fused signal to power our USB socket. Now another thing to note will be the use of the chassis as a ground. Now the chassis in the car will tie all the grounds together, both signal grounds and the negative terminal of the battery. This diagram is what will most closely resemble what I actually have installed in the car. By using a fuse add a circuit, I'm able to tap power off of a fuse and add the circuit that I need to power the USB socket. Now here's where things start to get exciting. Now, changing the power source is pretty easy, and the easiest way is just adding a switch. So it'll still be driven by a constant source, but the switch will allow me to turn the USB socket on and off as I please. Now the other option is using an ignition switched power source. Now in this diagram you can see that the battery 12 volt feeds the ignition switch, and then beyond that is ignition sources that are positive 12 volts and turn on when the ignition is on. You could run this power source directly to your USB socket and have it turn on whenever the ignition turns on for the car, but I think there are better ways to do it. Now the option that I've picked is actually an easy transition from the way I have it set up now. Now within the fuse box there are also circuits that are either constant or fused with ignition. So what this means is that the ignition switch feeds power to the fuse box as well as the 12 volt constant, and there are outputs that I can select that are fused and run off the ignition switch. So making this change is actually extremely easy, and the first thing I have to do is find another fuse that is switched with the ignition. Now, using this probe, I can probe the fuse and then toggle the ignition like you'll see here. When the light comes on with the ignition, I know that this particular fuse will be powered on with the ignition switch. Now all I have to do is remove this add a circuit from the fuse panel. I can leave the 10 amp fuse because the fuse that I'm going to replace with is also a 10 amp. Now I need to pull the different 10 amp and move it over to the old socket, and then put my add a circuit into the new socket and test it, and it should turn on my USB every time I turn on the ignition for the car. Now another option is actually a little bit more complicated, but it does give us a lot of flexibility with when we can or can't have the USB socket turned on. Now this would be using both the ignition and constant fused signals and running them to a 3-position switch. Now the positions would obviously be 1 constant and 2 ignition switch, but in the middle you'll have your off position where the USB socket is just turned and powered off. Now the final option I do want to touch on is if you do wish to, you can bypass the fuse box altogether. I used the fuse box because it was an easy way to tap power, but ultimately if you want to run just a straight constant source and an ignition switch source to your 3-position switch, or to really just the USB socket in general, that's always an option, but I do suggest always using a fuse in line, and oftentimes when I'm powering something I do like to use a relay as well. I'm not going to go into wiring on that, but this should just about wrap up this video. Well, I wanted to go ahead and get this video out pretty quick. It is just a quick kind of an update video, but you can see here I will have some more content coming soon on the Element. I did change out the battery terminals as well as the starter, and I was having a little bit of electrical issues. Basically, I thought it was the USB putting a drain on it, but I definitely had some other stuff going on, so stay tuned for that video. There's going to be more coming soon, but ultimately, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next video.